Hi, beautiful people. It's me, Sarah Martucci, your resident weirdo and official voice of makeup and mediumship. Well, I guess the image too. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think we've all realized this by now. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. So this is this is your first time watching one of these episodes with makeup and mediumship. This is where I do my makeup. You watch me do my eye makeup. Usually when I do Facebook Lives or whenever I'm on and do a video, everybody talks about my eye makeup. So I do eye makeup with you guys while I talk about mediumship and the different things I've encountered. As always, when we're doing our eye makeup, this is my favorite. It's Physicians Formula. And it's the Shimmer Eye Primer. So get as much as you can on your applicator. Use whatever base you want. This is just the one that I dig. Also too, if I didn't say this in some of the other videos, maybe I keep forgetting to say it, I am definitely not a makeup artist. And so this is just me fucking with makeup. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh man, these freaking dogs going off. It's always the little yippy ones. What the fuck is up with that? All right. Are you done? Guess not. All right, guys. Now this is I'm super excited to use this palette. It was gifted to me for my birthday by a good friend of mine, Jennifer Welty, who's also an incredible fucking medium. Check her out. This is one of my favorite palettes. I wanted it so bad. Look at what look, just even the case is like majestic. It's just, what? Oh my God, are angels singing? Because I hear angels singing. Look at those colors. And the payoff is fucking amazing. I'm not really sure what we're going to do today. I just want to kind of do like something pretty. Kind of make my eyes pop and glow a little bit. Something maybe a little soft. I don't know. Let's see what the fuck we feel like. And today I also want to talk about, like, if I were to do like a career reading with you, or you wanted to know what type of mediumship you should go into, or maybe if you're just looking some direction, like what next steps to take. If you were to get a reading with me, and we sat down and we talked about it, maybe the different entities that show up for people and what they mean for you guys whenever I do a reading with you. And so maybe if you're doing readings too, maybe this stuff is showing up for you as well, and you're not really sure what it means. So hopefully this helps. Also, too, remember, this is my fucking opinion. I have no way to prove any of the shit I'm talking about unless you're there with me, or I'm doing a reading with you and this stuff, resonates for you, or maybe you're psychic and medium and you're going through this stuff as well and this resonates for you. But just know that this is my opinion. I'm just sharing with you guys what my experience is. My hope is that people know that they're not alone, or maybe they're looking for direction and they need a little help, and maybe me offering this information gives a little bit of help. All right, so with that being said, all right, what fucking color do we want to do? All right, first we got to work with a good brush. So we're getting that little floofy brush I always use. It doesn't have a number, but it's by Morphe, and it's this one. I feel like I always do brown in the crease. I think I'm going to do brown in the crease. I can't help myself. You know what? Maybe not. Oh, I think I found the perfect color. All right, I think I'm going to do Hot Mess in my crease. All right, and then we'll go from there. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, it's by Huda Beauty. I'm sure you saw it, but it's called Mercury Retrograde. Gotta act like you know what you're doing, Sarah. Get it together. But just remember to blend, and we're gonna do this in layers. For me, my Mars is in Taurus, and I take my fucking time. And God help the person that tries to rush me. God help. I feel like if Chris could hear me saying that, he'd be like, oh, fucking amen. This bitch is slow. So whenever I'm doing readings, sometimes entities will show up. Also, your loved ones and spirits show up, your spirit guides show up, your team, your peeps, whatever you want to call them in spirit. Energy itself shows up for people. And so sometimes that energy presents itself in a certain way to me, and it helps me to understand what's going on with a person, or maybe lends itself to, maybe what their direction needs to be, or whatever needs to be talked about in the moment, what needs to be spoken on. I'm going to take what's going on in my crease. I'm going to make sure I do it underneath as well. That's just me. That's my style. I kind of like to smoke things out a little bit. Just gonna leave that comment on the table. Take from that what you will. So yeah, whenever I'm doing a reading for somebody, I think one of the cooler signs and symbols that comes through are the fairies. So I know when the fairies comes up for a reading, especially when I'm doing it around career or life purpose, or maybe they're calling, somebody needs just kind of help about where they need to be, or maybe they want validation around what they're feeling. So sometimes well, it's not sometimes, when the fairies show up for people, it almost always lends itself to a calling to working with those that have no voice, or speaking up for those that have no voice. So usually the elderly, children, or animals in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of times that's also my sign and symbol that somebody is a medium. Why fairies? I don't fucking know. I don't know why fairies. But that's just what happens to show up, and it seems to be spot on almost every time that I'm talking with somebody. Now, I can't say 100% of the time, because am I wrong sometimes? Yep. Is it okay to be wrong? Yep. Whenever the fairies show up in a reading, it speaks about those things. And usually, yeah, there's a call to work with children, the elderly, or animals in some way, shape, or form. A lot of times, too, working with the earth, maybe restoring the earth, working with trees, healing the land in some way, shape, or form. All these things are really important for the people that the fairies show up for. I also encourage people to work with fairy energy and work with nature. And it's not as magical as you guys think it is. I mean, you can leave out stuff for the fairies, which I think is really cute and fun and important, especially too, depending upon where you live, and also what your relationship is like with the fairy or the fae. But for me, I think a huge part of that is cleaning up after yourself. If you see trash outside, fucking pick it up. You want to honor the energy that's showing up for you, honor them too by taking care of that space. It's really, really important. Maybe you're super duper into fucking mermaids, but every time you go to the beach, you're like, oh, it's a big bummer. There's trash everywhere. Fucking pick it up. Put some gloves on and show up to that space and show up for them. I think it's what a beautiful thing to go into, maybe your local graveyard or a graveyard that you feel really drawn to, and make sure the place is tidied up and clean and good, and it's being respected in that space. It's being well taken care of and loved. It's like the little things that we can do to give back to the energy that we work with. My hope is one day to maybe raise more awareness around graveyards. People are like, oh, okay, Sarah, here we go. But they're not all doom and gloom. A lot of people are really scared of graveyards. Now, are there some terrifying graveyards? Let me take you to Savannah. Yeah, we're going to find some terrifying graveyards, okay? Or around some hot spots in the US or all over the world. But for the most part, most of the graveyards I've ever been in have almost always been really beautiful, except for the ones that are being disrespected, where maybe kids are coming in at night and doing graffiti, or they're fucking shit up, or they're disrespecting the land, or the gravestones. Like, just don't do that shit. It's not cool, especially if you're working with spirit. Don't be a dick to the energy that's working with you. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Fuck. So, getting back to that. So yeah, what are a couple jobs that you can do when the fairies show up? We'll get to that in 1 second. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do on my eyelids. God, all these colors are just so beautiful, and I don't know which one to choose. You know what? I think I'm going to do it because I think I've been doing this. I want to go for this color right here. I want to go for Galaxy. It's a beautiful gold. And I'm going to do that on my lids. And I'm going to take this flat, squarish kind of brush. Again, it's Morphe. There's no numbers on it. Sorry, y'all. But take that, guy. It's really good for getting stuff on the brush and packing it on your eye. And don't be afraid to work with your fingers, too. It's like one of the best tools that you have. If the fairies are showing up for you, maybe you're an animal communicator, especially when the animals show up. Maybe this is about speaking, helping people connect with their animals that they've lost, helping them reconnect with their animals that they love so much, that are like family to them. I think another interpretation would be like animal rehab. And so like maybe owning a space where you have these animals come in and you get to take care of them and rehabilitate them and get them back out in the wild. Make sure that they have a safe space to heal. Like, how gorgeous is that? Maybe that's working at like an animal shelter and working with animals that don't have a home yet, or adoption agency for animals, or foster parent. There's so many different ways that this can take. I think one of the cooler ways that that ever showed up for somebody was they had horses that kept showing up, and they didn't have any horses. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on with this? Horses keep showing up for you. And she didn't really say anything. And she said she didn't have horses. And then all of a sudden it just fucking clicked. And I was like, you need to bring in children and kids to work with the horses. And usually this is kids that have like some maybe neurodivergence, or maybe they're having like emotional issues, or there's some kind of issue going on with the kids, and maybe they're having a hard time connecting with adults or maybe other children, but working with animals is really good for them. Man, when I said that, her fucking face lit up. She was waiting for me to fucking say it. So just saying, there's so many different ways and paths and avenues that this can take. Is this the only way that I'm talking about that it can? Absolutely not. So also know too that anything that I'm saying here today can be expanded, or maybe you have an experience that I haven't had yet. So just know too, this isn't an end all be all list. This is just some of the stuff that I've experienced while doing this. I also like to take what's on my lid and run it on that bottom lid too, and just kind of blend those two together. I just think it looks really pretty. I said fuck it with the brush. I'm just working with my damn finger at this point. Fuck it. I think another interpretation of that is, so maybe their call was maybe more towards the elderly. And so there's this class of mediumship that I talked about in a previous episode. I think it was like the third one or something like that, where I call them the death angels, which sounds terrifying, but it's really not. It's, I don't know, I like to come up with cool names for shit. That's just me being fucking weird. But I think it's really beautiful. They work with those that are dying. And so, I mean, and a lot of time that's the elderly in our communities who we really don't have a whole lot of respect for and time for. I'm going to say on, one end, there's reasons for that, but also too, in our society, we really don't honor the elderly and the wise ones of our community. So hopefully something with that is changing. I hope so. And it feels like it, because it feels like in a lot of my readings lately, more people are coming through with that, or it's like there's a calling there for a lot more people to start doing that work. And so maybe they're called to be a nurse and to work in that capacity. Maybe that's home care, and they're helping people to pass that way. Some of us are Reiki masters, and we're helping people to cross over by doing Reiki and helping them to process energy wise in that way. There's like 1,000 different ways that that can happen for people. I love, as I'm saying that, there's a fucking siren going off in the distance. They're like, bitch, it's your time. Like, fine, fucking take me. I think I want to do, guess what? I'm going to do my little smoky thing on the end. Let's see what color we should choose. All right. First, before I do that, I'm going to go back in with that floofy brush where I did that hot mess in the, I fucking love it, hot mess and galaxy on my eyelids. I'm going to go back in with that hot mess and kind of blend that together again. Fucking Silent Hill up in here. What the fuck is going on out there? God damn. So I'm going to do like a little bit of smokiness on the outer eye there. I think I'm going to go back in here with this darker purple. I'm going to go in with Vortex right here. Remember, I just need a little bit. I'm just working with a little bit. Is Harold the Night Screamer here? Because we're about to street fight. It's about to be Mortal Kombat up in this bitch. Get out of here, Harold. Get out of here. So yeah, it's like we have all this help to be born, but we don't have any help to die. And so it feels like these roles keep showing up. And I think, what's more sacred than helping somebody to cross over into the next, right? Besides helping somebody to come into this one. So, I guess the argument could be made for why. Some of us that are struggling right now, it's like, send help, Jesus. Or Guy Fieri, whoever wants to show up. All right, I'm going to add another little bit right here to this. And again, we're bringing into the crease just a little bit to add some depth. I think what's cool also is working with children. And a lot of people kind of shy away from that, because, the adults can be fucking assholes about shit. A lot of times, our children don't have somebody to speak for them, especially before they can speak, or just being young and people maybe don't listen, maybe don't respect what the kids have to say. So I think usually there's a call, when the call there is to work with children, it's like in some capacity with healing. Maybe this is healing or helping in some way. So maybe being a therapist for children, maybe being a doctor for kids, maybe helping kids with cancer to have a peaceful ending. There is a call towards children, protecting, guiding them, loving them, helping them in some way, shape, or form. It's a beautiful calling. I gotta say too, man, when the fairies show up for people in a reading, it's like, hey man, you're getting fucking called. Can you hear the calling here? Another entity that shows up for people. Oh wait, let's check this out. How does that look? Okay, that looks pretty even. That looks pretty good. I feel like it's not enough, guys. I feel like it's not enough. I need something else. I need a little pop here. What do I do? What do I do? You know what? Let's go in here with the Supernova because I really like that color. I know it's not going to be too much, but let's give it a try. Actually, I'm a liar. Let's not. Let's do that gold clutch right here because this is like straight pressed glitter. And let's have some fun. I'm going to get this on my finger because I know that's not going to come off. I mean, that's just like, that's gold. Your eyelids are gold, bitch. All right, and I'm just going to put it where the light shines. Boop, 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 boop. All right. I like it. I like it. And again, it adds like a little bit of a... I'm going to go underneath too. But just right where I kind of put it. Close to the upper area there. Cuteness. Cuteness. I also too like to do a little bit of something in the front part of my eye there. So let's go with the... You know what? I wanted to do Supermoon because that's like super frosty white and it's really pretty. But I'm also digging this cosmic up here, this light pink. I think I'm going to do the light pink, y'all. I think I'm going to fucking do it. All right, so just grab a little bit. And I usually put it on my pinky. And just work that into that front area there. So another entity that shows up is Archangel Raphael. So whenever Archangel Raphael shows up, this is almost always a call for somebody here to heal. And usually the theme around this person or maybe the arc that they're on is healing, healed, healer. There's almost always a backstory around trauma or abuse or substance abuse, or there's something going on here where somebody's been going, or maybe even like medical shit going on, where like this person's got to come through something and deal with something really important, something that takes them down to bare fucking bones, and they're having to heal themselves and build themselves back up. And it's like a part of this journey is also helping them to understand how to help others to go through the same thing, or help them to know that they're not alone in this journey. I think it's important when Archangel Raphael shows up. I almost tell everybody that comes through for. Make sure that you're taking Reiki, either receiving it or learning how to give it to others. And so understanding how that energy works, how we can help other people, help heal and guide them through that. It's just beautiful fucking work. It's beautiful. And so there's a multitude of ways that you can use that too. I think one of the beautiful ways is in hospitals right now, they've been letting nurses learn how to give Reiki to patients. Like what in our hospital systems? I don't know. When that happened a couple years ago, when I saw that they were allowing that and doing that, my heart exploded into 1,000 pieces of happiness, because that just means that this beautiful offering of peace is something we can give people in a space where maybe they don't feel any, or maybe they're scared, or maybe they're dying, or maybe they're trying to rehabilitate themselves and get back on track, and they just need a little bit of connection. And usually that's the theme when Archangel Raphael comes up too, is that this person has come through a time where they didn't feel connected and they're reconnecting back to themselves. And again, this is a part of their healing ability where they're able to help other people to reconnect with themselves first by feeling connected to them and showing them how to reconnect back to themselves, usually through Reiki or some kind of healing modality. I mean, shit, like I said before, you could be a doctor for kids. And so this is, you don't have to learn Reiki to do this work or to work with children, but it's what a beautiful option. Okay, it's eyeliner time. I'm going to be using the liquid liner. I found this in TJ Maxx. I don't fucking know. I'm sure you can look it up on Amazon if you want it. It's called Duo Stroke by Absolute New York. And it's a dual-ended precision liquid liner. And I got it in black. And there's two sides to it. So there's the thicker side. If you need to do Amy Winehouse eyes. Or the thinner. If you're just trying to cut a bitch with your eyeliner. So I'm going to do the cut a bitch because it's easier for me in my life. So I make sure when I do this, I just go on like little strokes across. Just take it easy, little strokes across. With this liquid lighter, I'm only going to do it on the top lid. You can do it on the bottom lid all you fucking want to, but Mom's just doing the top lid today. Please and thank you. Another entity that likes to show up in the career readings too is Archangel Michael. And I feel like that's a fan favorite. Everybody fucking loves Archangel Michael. Word, he's fucking awesome, right? He shows up pretty damn quickly. He helps you, and then he's on his fucking way again. At least that's been my interactions with him. But there's huge themes around justice here. And so maybe there's a call here to work with the government, work in the law in some way, shape, or form, be a police officer, firefighter. Think about these jobs where there's courage attached to the work that they do. Maybe this is going into the military, or maybe defending a group of people that can't speak for themselves or stand up for themselves, working for the underdog. Maybe this is about you starting. Fuck, I messed up. All right, we're going to work this out. Here's how we do it. We just make that line thicker. That's literally all we do. And then just make sure, little strokes. We just bring it back down. But yeah, we're thinking about jobs that are connected with courage, or what people consider to be courageous. I mean, another thought there is like maybe you're a flight instructor for people that want to jump out of planes. Holy fuck, right? That would make I have a hard time walking on the ground. So I'm worried about jumping out of planes. I don't know if I'll make it. So there's that. Or maybe I'll finally grow my wings. Maybe that's when the aliens decide to come and snatch my ass up. When I'm in the air jumping out of a plane, they're like, go get her. She'll be our queen. As long as they're not coming at me with fucking probes in my butt. That's all I care about. Leave my booty alone. But yeah, jobs of courage and what people expect to be something really brave and beautiful. And so know that you're being drawn to, or you're being called to, acts of justice. And you probably also have a really hard time dealing with injustice in this world. It just doesn't fucking work for you. And anytime you see it, it makes you fucking insane. And so whatever that injustice is for you, you're being either called to stand out and say something, or maybe to like get up and do something the fuck about it. And so if you find that Archangel Michael keeps showing up for you, what is that thing for you? And maybe that is working with animals. Maybe, again, that's working with kids. There's a sense of justice attached to the work that you're doing, where it's like, I got to make sure that people are protected, they're getting what they need, and that their voices are being heard, or I'll fuck somebody's day up. So there's that. And granted, too, I want to say here that, like, a lot of those positions haven't always been viewed that way, especially as of late. So just know, too, if you don't feel called to some of the things that I said here, I understand. Just know it's where you're being called to. Where's your sense of justice? And so this might have to also do with maybe activism in some way, shape, or form. Like you're making sure that we're speaking for those that have no voice. We're protecting, we're guiding, we're helping, and maybe even we're standing in the way, making sure people get what they need. This is beautiful stuff. So yeah, those are like 3 of the big ones that come through. Are there other ones? Absolutely. But I love those 3, and I feel like maybe it would show up different for you. And so what does it look like if you're giving career readings for somebody, or you're helping somebody to understand, oh yeah, shit. Okay, so it's the waterline time. This is by Maybelline, New York. It's the Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil in Defining Black. And so you probably can't see half the wording because it's like all rubbed off. This is good shit. I have this in Defining Black and gray as well for, daytime when I don't need to be so dramatic, but I almost always use the black. There's that. So make sure we're lining our bottom and our top lid. All right, I like it. It's cute. Is it even? Because it's going to get. All right. Guess what? It's my favorite time. It's highlighter time. This is the brush we're going to use. It is the R12 by Morphe, and it's a fan. Also, too, this is one of my favorite highlighters. It's by Juno & Co. And the color is number 2, #romance. But yeah, maybe on another video, we'll talk about more of the stuff that comes through. But these are the main guys. These like are the main ones that come through for a lot of the readings. And so then it's also kind of sussing out in the reading, like, where else are you guys taking me to? And so I also have to ask questions, go back to spirit. Don't be afraid to go back to spirit and ask questions. Don't be afraid to be like, guys, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Can you please be more clear? Or bring something through that I fucking understand. Please and thank you. Now, do you have to cuss at them? No. Do you really think that though that they give a fuck about cussing? Do you think that I've cussed at them? And they still were working with me. So there's that. Remember, we're getting everywhere where the light hits. So that's the bridge of my nose. I go up in between the eyebrows. I go up and around the eyebrows and down around the sides. Go around the cheekbones, just the top. But I mean, you can put this all over your goddamn face. I don't care if you fucking drink it. I'm actually here for that. You probably shouldn't drink it. Don't listen to that advice. That wasn't good advice, okay? You know what? Guess we're going to do here. Oh, the collarbone too? Fucking right. Like, this bitch is glowing. This bitch is fucking glowing. All right, mascara time. This is the good shit. Get it. Don't fuck with me on it. This is the good stuff. All right. This is the Lash Sensational Luscious by Maybelline New York. And it is in, the color's in Black is Black. And it's got the little teeth on it. That's why I dig it. So it like grabs your eyelashes and pulls them up. We're going up to heaven, ladies. Let's go. Reach for that sky. So yeah, what are your people that show up for you? If you're a psychic or a medium, who are the entities that show up for you and what are they saying to you every time they show up? Start to take notice now, because maybe they're helping you with the work that you're doing. Maybe you've asked for clarification and they're showing up with a certain feeling attached to it. We have to pay attention to all our signs and symbols and what they mean. Because I think it helps us with the work that we do, right? It helps us to be more streamlined when we're giving readings. And so we know when X, Y, and Z shows up, this is what it means. But don't be afraid to like, if something feels like maybe not right completely, or you're trying to understand what something means, go right back to spirit or go right back to the entity and ask them for help in understanding what they're saying so that you can give the proper information. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is how you learn. This is how you grow. I still make mistakes. I still get things wrong. I still don't always get things right. Like, you guys need to hear that. You guys need to know that. And so I know for a lot of you guys, you look up to me and you're like, oh, Sarah gets it right all the time. No, I fucking don't. And that's okay. That's how I learn and grow. Can you grow by being right all the time? I mean, sure, but it's not going to be as good, I think. Or maybe even as deep as not getting it right. Because then it kind of forces you to go back to square one and kind of reassess. Make sure that you're really gathering the information that you need that is helpful. And if it's not, don't be afraid to allow an old belief or an old way of doing things or thinking about it or, maybe thoughts on something. Let it fucking go. If it's not helping you and you keep hitting a brick wall by doing it, work smarter, not harder. Now, is it horrific to be in a reading and to get it wrong and the person across from you is disappointed and bummed? Yep, it is. But I don't know if you're totally a medium unless you've had that fucking experience. So there's that too. There's that too. And I've done that with somebody sitting across from me. I've done that up on stage. I gotta tell you, I think up on stage is worse. Because it's like, whoop, this is where I die. Come on, Earth, come swallow me whole, because I don't want to live anymore. That's the worst. That's the fucking worst. I hate that shit so much. It sucks ass. And I'm angry about it afterwards. I'm just being real with you guys. It's real. I like being on point. I like getting it right. We all do. But with that being said, we also have to be willing to get things wrong and to not get it right and to understand and allow ourselves to learn and grow. Okay? Okay. Finally, I want to use this amazing lip gloss that obviously I have loved beyond measure. Enough where the whole area where it tells you what the name of it is gone. Um, it's by Fenty Beauty. And I think it's just like their universal lip gloss that looks good on fucking everyone. Go get you some. It's good. Go get you some. It's decently priced. And it's by Rihanna. Shut up and take my money. All right. I love you, Riri. I love you, girl. Okay. What do you guys think? My hair's still wet from my shower, so that's still drying. We're just gonna let that do its own thing. What do you guys think? Did you guys do this look? Do you guys dig it? Do you guys like it? Middle fingers for no, caw for yes. Let me know what you guys fucking think. Did you guys enjoy this video? Do you guys want to hear me talk about something else? Throw me a line. Let me know what you guys think. Any suggestions that you have. I want to make sure that I'm bringing you guys the best content possible. So thank you guys. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for sitting with me today. Thank you for doing your makeup with me. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon for the free weekly reading. Bye, guys.